Hey English 111, Miss Brewer here. Colored my hair so it looks a little different, but I am here for your week 9 video lecture. So this week you guys are going to begin the argument essay, and you're going to do some pre-work to narrow down a topic for what you're going to write your essay about. So let me just kind of go over the week in general. You guys are going to do a topic selection activity. Please be mindful of that due date. It is due Wednesday, and the reason is so that I can give you feedback before you get too far into it, just to approve your topic. Your topic has to be approved for this paper. And then you're gonna do some research, and we're gonna talk about how you're gonna do that research. And you guys will be writing an annotated bibliography, and we're going to talk about what those are and how that works this week. So to begin, your argument essay, and this is your last large project for the course, okay? So this is the 30% of your grade, so it's a super big deal. And your argument essay is going to be 1,250 to 1,500 words, so you're looking at anywhere between like 5 to 7 pages. Your argument essay is going to be presenting an argument on a social issue, and you're going to select your social issue topic this week doing your topic selection activity. So you're essentially going to research that social issue, and you're going to present an argument on it. It needs to be an unbiased argument, so you want to be really careful not to choose something that you feel super passionately about, but you still want to be interested in the topic, so that's really important to think about. You are required 5 to 7 sources for the paper, and your annotated bibliography is requiring you to have 7 sources. So you'll find 7 sources, but then if you find that you don't need all of them for the paper, you may excise 1 or 2. So you need 7 sources for the annotated bibliography, which we'll talk about in a second. There will be a student example that I provide to you guys, and there are 2 student examples actually that I'm going to provide to you. One is on abortion. The other is on the effect of video games. So you cannot write about abortion. That is a topic you're not allowed to write about for this assignment. And I do not want you to write about gun control or immigration. And abortion is the student example. I am sick of reading papers about gun control, and immigration papers tend to be racist. So those are the reasons that we can't write about those topics. So you can write about anything else, any other social issue that you're interested in. You can write about climate change. You can write about the mental health crisis or health care. You can write about anything really that interests you, and I'm going to show you a website that you can go to help you find some of those topics. What can we write an argument about? That's what we're looking for. And the argument that you're writing is going to be based solely on research, not on your opinion or the opinions of others, solely on research. So you're writing an argument essay. You are going to use the LRC for your scholarly articles. You are not Google searching any information on your topic, okay? So you guys have the topic selection activity that you're going to work on. And for this activity, you're essentially going to copy the steps and paste them into the text box, and you're going to do them. You're going to physically do them in Moodle and turn that in. So I want you to list 5 topics that you find interesting. And you can go to this website called procon.org, and you will be allowed to use only this website as an outside source from the LRC. No other ones. You can use this one only. But this essentially will give you some a good starting point to figure out what you might want to write your paper on, okay? So, controversial issues, pros and cons. We're not writing about the 2020 presidential election. Don't worry about that. That's not really an argumentative type thing. You want to try to avoid that. But medical marijuana, animal testing, the death penalty, school uniforms, the drinking age. We're not writing about immigration, we're not writing about gun control, and we are not writing about abortion. Euthanasia and assisted suicide, vaping, vaccinations, is obesity a disease, standardized testing. Okay, all of these topics are things that you can write about. All right, so you know, you can click on it, on the links, you can read a little bit about it here, and then go back to the topic selection activity, and I want you to list the 5 topics that you find interesting. And then the next step, you're gonna strike through or mark out, however you need to do it in Moodle so that it shows me that you're not doing that one, whatever interests you the least of the 5 that you picked. And then number 3, you need to strike out whatever interests you the most. If you feel super passionately about it, you should not be writing about it for this essay. And then I want you to go, you've probably already gone to Procon to get some ideas. So then you go down to step 5. This is a super important step. You need to go to the LRC, and I'll talk about how to get there again, even though we've already done that. And you need to make sure that there are scholarly articles on your topic, all right? Because you don't want to get that topic and then say, oh, but I can't find anything, you know, to research or write my paper about. Okay, so make sure that you can find some articles. And then I want you, step 6, to journal. A little paragraph, a couple of sentences. And in that journal, I want you to indicate which topic you want to do for the paper and why. Okay? So which topic are you choosing for your article or your argument essay, and why? Okay, that's super important. So that's how you're going to do your topic selection activity. Again, that is due Wednesday night, so make sure you get that turned in on time. And then after you do that, what you're doing for the remainder of this week is researching your topic. Okay, so you're going to go to the library databases page, which is right underneath your topic selection activity. You'll click on the library databases page. I'm opening it in a new tab, so I keep Moodle open. I'm going to go down to NC Live and click on that. And let's say that I choose to write my paper about the death penalty. So I'm gonna plug that in, and then I'm on the left-hand side. Scholarly articles is where I live, okay? So I am only using scholarly articles for this. And what you want to do, I would suggest finding yourself some articles that have some really good information. Be really careful that they're not an opinion-based article, okay? So for me, I'm going to just scroll on down and see. Achieving criminology research in the death penalty. Has research by criminologists impact capital punishment processes? Well, that sounds pretty interesting. The American death penalty decline. It might be something that I want to read because that might have some research or some background information. And just make sure that you read the abstract. And if the abstract looks like it's going to be beneficial to you, then go for it. This is a really long paper, all right? So it goes from pages 561 to 642, so it's like 80 pages long. I might want to pick a different article, okay? So, and that's kind of just how you're going through and you're going to find articles. When you get to the article that you want to use, so let's say I want to talk about how much death penalty costs, all right? So I'm going to focus in on that now, right? And there's a bunch of articles about that. The price of justice, interest, convergence, cost, and the anti-death penalty movement. So if I'm writing to be against the death penalty, this may help my argument. So I read the abstract here, and then what I'm going to do once I pull up this article on ProQuest, there's a green button here that says download the PDF. I'm going to download the PDF and save it to my computer because I'm going to need to use this for a couple of weeks. So make sure you save the PDF to your computer. And then right underneath that it says Cite. So I'm going to click the Cite button, and I've shown you guys this before. I'm going to switch my citation style in the drop-down box to MLA 8th edition, and I'm going to copy and paste that citation and put it on a document. Okay, so I have my citation. All right, and then I may continue to look for other articles. You are required to find 7 for your annotated bibliography. Okay, so you need to find 7 articles that you're going to use for this paper. Don't just pick the first 7 that are listed. I'm giving you this week to do the research so that you actually find articles that work for you and that you actually read them. Okay, that's the expectation. So going back into Moodle now. And this is what you're doing. You guys are researching this week. Okay, that's it. But the reason that you're researching is to complete an annotated bibliography. So I'm going to teach you guys what the annotated bibliography is. And an annotated bibliography is simply a list of your citations with an annotation underneath each citation. And there's an example here in MLA format. I've opened up the PowerPoint, just so you guys know, that's in Moodle. So your annotated bibliography is an organized list of sources, and it's followed by an annotation. Your annotation is going to do 3 things. Your annotation is going to summarize the article in 2 sentences. It is going to evaluate the credibility of the article, and it is going to apply how the article would be used for a research paper. So this is a question for your final. What 3 things does an annotation do? It summarizes, it evaluates, and it applies. Those are the 3 things. And so what you're going to do is you will create your annotated bibliography much like a works cited page. All right, your citations are in alphabetical order. They have hanging indentations, and underneath each citation you will then write an annotation. And then there's an example here of your annotations. The last slide tells you that your requirements are to cite the source in MLA format, provide the summary, summarize, identify, evaluate, okay? Or identify and apply are the same thing, okay? And you do those for all of your sources. So it's essentially like a little bit of a paragraph, okay, in your own words. We're still in academic writing, so you don't use I or you, we don't use contractions or any of those things, okay, for your annotated bibliography. And this is, you're going to be doing your annotated bibliography. It's going to be turned in next week, all right? But you have the PowerPoint, you have a lesson and with links and everything like that about what your annotated bibliography is in here. You also have a student example of an annotated bibliography, all right? And the only thing that you're writing for your journal is what topic were you approved for. So after you did your topic selection, then you got your approval. So you're not gonna be able to do your journal until probably the end of the week. Why is this issue important to you? What is your stance? What is the opposition's stance? And then super important, how can you write about this in an unbiased manner, okay? So the only thing you're turning in this week is your topic selection activity, which is a Wednesday assignment, and you're turning in your journal, okay? But by the end of the week, you should have located articles on your topic, and next week you'll continue to read and research, and annotated bibliography will be due next Sunday, so not until November 3rd. Okay, so you have some time to read and research and do all those things to create, to do your annotated bibliography. And this is the start of our argument papers. This is the last big assignment that you're doing for this class. So, you know, this is the home stretch. If you guys have questions, make sure that you email me, and I will get to your questions as quickly as I can. And happy researching. I will be getting you guys feedback on your topic selections Thursday and Friday, preferably Thursday, but we'll see how the day goes. And then that way you guys can kind of dive right into the research. Have a great week.